So you've heard from the Prime Minister and the Premier, and sorry now you're stuck with me, but I really did want to be part of the celebration on all of our campuses on this absolutely incredible day. A day when we launch a completely new university, the new CQUniversity, the university which will meet all the needs of people post-school. We are about to see in the next few years some of the most profound changes to tertiary education that Australia has ever seen. The announcements made in the budget a couple of weeks ago will have a more profound effect on higher education and vet education than the Bradley reviews, and in my opinion, even more than the Dawkins reviews. This university is now well set to be prepared for these profound changes. This university is no stranger to changes. In the past, we have seen changes which have brought in far more international students. People said CQUniversity would never be able to attract international students. We set up campuses in metropolitan cities and ended up being one of the biggest providers of international education in Australia. We saw an Excellence in Research Australia program brought in. Skeptics again said CQUniversity will never do well at research, and yet we saw in the last Excellence in Research Australia assessment of research us doing incredibly well, having one of the leading universities in the country in terms of agriculture, in applied mathematics and in health sciences. Again, we excelled. Then we saw a deregulation of the system where universities could really expand their students. We were told CQUniversity will wither on the vine. People will go to the big cities to do their education. They won't come to CQUniversity. What happened? We've seen CQUniversity become one of the fastest growing universities in Australia. And now we see, yet again, profound changes to this sector. Really, there are two groups of institutions: those that are seeing these changes and worrying about them and wringing their hands and saying, "Oh, woe is me." And there are another much smaller group of institutions that are licking their lips and saying, "Look at all the opportunity here, look what we can do." It won't surprise you to hear that this new university, after this merger, is a lip-smacking university. We're licking our lips and looking at all the opportunity that these changes will bring for this university. Many years ago, in the 20s, a profound change happened to the film industry. Films went from the silent era to the talkies. Many of the film studios ignored this massive change and said, it will never catch on. One film studio, Warner Brothers, actually embraced this change and actually launched the first feature film which was a talkie, and that was The Jazz Singer with Al Johnson. The first words ever heard in film were uttered by Al Johnson when he said, wait a minute, you haven't heard anything yet." Well, let me tell you something about this new university. Wait a minute, you ain't seen nothing yet.